Hello and welcome to Red Rising, a Red Rising podcast. We are a group of friends, Craig, Sam, Liz, and Nick, with a shared love of fantasy and sci-fi brought together by the works of Pierce Brown. Join us weekly for our in-depth discussions of the series and share a laugh as we talk about our potentially outlandish takes and analysis. This season, we will be discussing Red Rising, the first book of the series of the same name. If you'd like to read along with us, this season consists of 4 episodes, after this one, split into 4 parts of Book 1. While the focus of this season is on Book 1, if you haven't read the series yet, we do discuss spoilers for the entirety of the first trilogy. We'll do our best to avoid or mark any and all spoilers for the second era of the Red Rising series, in case some of you are like Nick and have been waiting to finish, because we're also waiting on Pierce to finish writing Red God. On this episode, meet the 4 of us as we talk about how we got into Red Rising and what we love about the series. We chat about the best medium for the story and our personal audiobook versus printed format preferences. We also discuss our reading resume, including favorite series and how Red Rising fits into our literary interests. Pierce Brown, please come onto the podcast. Note, the following conversation contains major spoilers for Pierce Brown's Red Rising trilogy. And trigger warning, the series also includes depictions of graphic violence, torture, slavery, sexual violence, and genocide. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay. Hi, everyone. We're recording. Hey, this is the podcast where we talk about Red Rising, but this is our first time. So today we'll introduce ourselves, talk about our histories of what we read and how we came to come together. And we might spoil a little bit up until Morningstar. So just so you know, if you haven't read through Morningstar, listen with caution. We might not even give you a spoiler warning before. This is the warning.
Spoiler.
Okay, cool. So we can dive in. I'm Sam. Who would like to introduce himself next?
Hi, Sam. I'm Craig.
I'm Liz.
And I'm Nick.
We just have some round table style questions that we're going to roll around. I think the first one is, what is your reading resume? What amongst Red Rising, what else are you reading and are you into? Liz, do you want to start us off?
Sure. My reading resume is sort of all over the place, to be fair. I used to read a lot of psychological thrillers. And then I was rereading Harry Potter when I met Craig. And then he told me all about Red Rising. And then I started reading Red Rising, got into Dungeon Crawler Carl. I read Ender's Game. I'd never read that or even saw the movie on that. And it was amazing. That was a twist. Wow. But so since then, I've just been reading. Right now, I'm kind of reading The Fourth Wing, the 3rd book in the series. I just finished, what was it?
Shield of Sparrows,
yeah. And then I read Bride, which was really good. It's very compact, really good. And then I just started The Beekeeper's Inn, I think it is. It's like a Sherlock Holmes sort of style book. So sort of not quite eclectic, but sort of eclectic collections. Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Nick?
Okay, so I guess I'm mostly a sci-fi fantasy guy. On Ender's Game, I read that in I don't know. I feel like I read it and I was way too young to have read that, sometime in the school.
And
yeah, right. It definitely,
Yeah.
And I definitely read it as school reading. So looking back, I'm like, what? But I read Red Rising. I feel like it was before COVID. I can't remember. One of those I read. It was either that or 1984, and for some reason I confused the two, even though they're very different, but kind of similar. But sometime either 2019 to 2021, I read Red Rising. Then I just kind of stopped reading for a while. Red Rising got me into reading, and for a period of time I was reading Sanderson, a lot of Sanderson then, so Way of Kings, Mistborn. And then I stopped reading for a while. And then I think it was last year a friend recommended Fourth Wing. So I read Fourth Wing, read that whole series, got through some stuff, and then found Tainted Cup and the Shadow of the Leviathan series. So it's Tainted Cup and Drop of Corruption, and the third one's coming out this year. And that is the like murder mystery set in a fantasy setting, which is like all of my boxes checked. And that got me back into reading. So since then I've read Tainted Cup. What else have I been? The Hierarchy series. So Will of the Many, Strength of the Few. Definitely into that recently. Have not picked up any more Sanderson. There's a lot of that. Right now I'm reading First Law. So I'm reading what's the first one? The Blade Itself. So Joe Abercrombie, Grimdark, that. Oh, and then of course Dungeon Crawler Carl. But I'm trying to like drip feed myself that because everyone says you get sucked in and then there's a hangover when you're done. So I've read 4 of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books. I'm kind of holding off on that for the time being.
Book 10, I believe, is coming out soon.
Right.
Of the Dungeon Crawler Carl, yeah. Or 8, yeah.
Yeah, 8. I think it's 8. Yeah, that's
I think there's so many in the series.
Oh, one last plug for the Raven Scholar. It's a new fantasy series that just came out last like April or something, and it's great. I love it.
Oh, nice.
So
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, Craig, what you read?
I feel like the sort of impetus for this is that the 4 of us, 3 of us went to college together. Yeah, well, we have more questions, but just like Sam, Nick, and I went to college. I didn't know Sam at all. We graduated in the same year. We had the same friends. And then we met at a job.
Nick among them.
Yeah, Nick among them, which is crazy. Still crazy. I don't know. We probably went to the same parties. And then
everyone
Liz
did.
and I are friends, yeah. And then we just send voice memos to each other and have been for, I don't know, 1.5 years, 2 years about books that we're reading, which is kind of why we were like, oh, like we enjoy talking. This is just for us, really, about the books that we love. So, all right, my reading pantheon. Ender's Game was at the top of the pyramid for a really long time. And now, funnily enough, speaking of whether it's appropriate or not, my 9-year-old son has finished it and loved it. And now he's reading the Stormlight Archive. So,
that's fun.
Yeah, we're going to wait before Red Rising, I think. But
Stormlight seems like a good intro to
years.
fantasy.
As a kid,
it's like 1,200 pages.
It's a lot of but he listens, so he's just like out and about, bopping around. Horatio Hornblower series, Deep Cut.
Deep Cut. That was my dad was into Hornblower. We have all these like old tomes.
Right, yeah, and Master and Commander, that series. Sanderson, I think I've read all of his stuff, maybe with the exception of 2 of the last Mistborn books that Liz has read. Sabriel, which is kind of a YA young adult series. The Lioness series, another YA that just like it's good literature, kind of holds up over time. Harry Potter, of course. I did Dune. Dune is kind of like Ender's Game in that it falls off in the latter books. Patrick Rothfuss, which is Patrick is annoying us because he's doing what who's the author of Game of Thrones?
George R. R. Martin. Yeah, he's never going to finish that. He's never going to finish it.
And so we're waiting with bated breath because they're both good. Like what's the holdup? Wind on Fire. Excellent series, does hold up, would highly recommend to everybody. Also kind of YA. I'm a big fan of the books The Martian and Project Hail Mary, both of which are true sci-fi, which I guess we'll get into. Like, Nick, how did you put it? We have high fantasy
and low fantasy, so I feel like we should have high sci-fi and low sci-fi.
Yeah.
Well, they have like hard sci-fi.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what the opposite of hard sci-fi is. Like soft sci-fi.
Yeah.
Cuddly sci-fi.
I know that there's people out there that do know.
Yeah. And they will comment.
They will come at us.
Our one listener. Yeah. So, and then we were very lucky. So the sort of trend, I think, is Nick discovers books, tells Sam, tells me, tells Liz. So Dungeon Crawler Carl was kind of exactly, there's nothing that can follow Red Rising for me except for DDC. Like you go from this
1B.
Yeah.
DC. Yeah. DCC.
DCC.
Yeah.
The Expanse, I read.
I love that series. I didn't read the book.
Well, the books are good, and sort of the same thing. Like, it's so challenging to keep up the quality and the pace. That too, I kind of fell off for me towards the end of that series. Nonfiction, I'm a huge Eric Larson fan. Could not recommend him enough. Yeah, Dead Wake, Devil in the White City. They all read like fiction, but they're true. It's great. And then I have been reading a lot of smut with Liz. So we read ACOTAR, Fourth Wing, Vampire Bride, tried to read Butcher and Blackbird, couldn't do it. So anyway, that's kind of like where I'm coming from.
Cool.
Over to you, Sam.
Yeah, I'm not as prolific a reader because there's a lot of Housewives to watch.
Oh, I watch the Housewives too.
Oh, do you do too, Liz?
Yeah.
And yet you continue to read. So what's my excuse? Let's see, grew up hard in Harry Potter. I should probably not fraught these days, but that was definitely like something I invested a lot of time in. And love the Game of Thrones series too in college. Read that like multiple times. And Red Rising was the first book, the literal book Red Rising, the first in the series, was the first one where as an adult I was like, I cannot work, I cannot eat, I have to just get to the end of this and get to the next book. And that was like so special because it wasn't since maybe, I guess, Game of Thrones. Even Game of Thrones is so like, once you get to a scene where they're like describing food, you're like, all right, this is great, but I can like put it down for a second. Red Rising was just so absorbing. So that definitely got me back into reading a bit. I love the Murderbot books. I love a novella because, as I've said, I'm not super fast reader, prolific, so novellas are like perfect for me. I just finished my annual reread of the Bridget Jones series. So that's a little outside of this genre, but it's a favorite. And yeah, I haven't read, so I start books, read a little bit of them, and then don't read them even if they're good, so no one get mad at me. I've read the first like 8 chapters of Name the Wind. I read the first 2 chapters of Way of Kings. I read like everything you guys have said. I've started.
But they're also like massive books, so it's like you have to be ready to commit to them.
No,
and if you're not, it's like
you have to.
Yeah, really big. I have. Oh, go ahead, Liz.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Way of Kings. I listened to it, and that was like 40-something hours.
Yeah.
So you,
Which is great. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Started Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I enjoyed it, but I haven't read it in weeks. And actually, I think this kind of goes into maybe one of our questions, which is like, how do you read? I'm a like pretty high maintenance reader because I have such short attention span for like getting into something. Like once I'm like in the world of the book, I'm in, and it gets a little obsessive, but it's very hard for me to get in. So like Dungeon Crawler Carl wasn't available at the library, but I had some like tokens, so I purchased the audiobooks. But I can't start a book on audiobook. And I know, Nick,
That's
you're the
crazy.
Same, right?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Start.
So I can't either. Also attention
Speak on
issues.
it.
Yeah, it's attention issues, 100%. And also I feel like as I'm reading with my eyes, I go through something and I'm like, wait, I need to read that again. And it feels different than like, oh, I'll re-listen to that. But also I just find myself when I'm listening to an audiobook that I've dropped solidly 5 to 10 minutes here and there. So, I mean,
just not listening.
All of my rereads are audiobooks because I like the media, right? Like I like to listen to it for sure, but I feel like it works a lot better as a reread. And for some reason, I think that's how I retain the story more. Like once I read a book and then listen to it, then I feel like I've got it and I remember it. There are things I like totally forget either way. But I will say the Dungeon Crawler Carl audiobooks are like some of the best. What's his name?
Yeah.
I think Jeff Hayes. He is like the master of it, and he only gets better as you go on too.
So
there's also an audio
by
series.
the fact,
just so you know.
Is it like with multiple sounds and stuff? The audio series?
Yes. Yeah. It's what is it?
Like theatrical?
Yeah, it's theatrical.
Well, like the AI can be, but I don't think for the most part
Well,
It's
I
just
find
Jeff, right?
I find his
No,
voice
no,
really affected, and I'd have trouble listening to it. There, I said it. Everybody freaking loves these, and I really struggle.
And again, no, Sam, I really think you're probably like me. And once you've read it once, you'll go back and enjoy it because that's where I'm at. Like I've read it and going back, it's like, oh, this is fun. The other thing is it's not the audiobook itself. I need to find the name of it, but there's like a web series of episodes, kind of like an old dramatized radio show of Dungeon Crawler Carl as well, which is really fun.
I do think it lends itself well to that kind of older timey thing because it's very nostalgic style. Like my dad used to listen to science fiction books in the car that like on tape that I can't even remember what they were, but they were so bananas, like like off the wall and weird characters and that's another thing I love. So I'm a big fan of the Douglas Adams books. So I love the Hitchhiker's Guide books. So like magical realism and weird shit like that is I find that stuff delightful.
Okay, it's called Sound Booth Theater.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll throw the link in the chat, but it's definitely like that splits it up into episodes. But again, Sam, if you haven't read it the first time, they cut some stuff in Sound Booth Theater because it's more dramatized. So definitely read it.
I'll just have to buy it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, on the one hand, I cannot start a book in audio, but it helps me keep momentum because if I'm only reading and I drop it for a couple days, it's really hard for me to get back in. Yeah. So it's nice to start on reading, and then when I'm like doing dishes or something, continue the story, then go back to the reading.
Wild to me. Like I would just get so lost. Like where was it prior?
And I also like to read a paper book, but I like the portability of my ebook. So if I can have everything, I would like to have a paper book, my ebook, and an audiobook, which does happen sometimes, and that's ultimate.
I feel like if you buy a paper book, they should include a copy of the ebook as well. Just saying.
Love that.
That would be nice. Yeah.
I love that take.
I love having physical copies of books, but I find it so much easier to read on the Kindle.
Yeah, so true.
I am.
You're an audiobook
preferably. Guy. Well, I'm preferably an audiobook person. And so if I have to physically read something, I don't have the time.
Yeah, who has the time?
Who has the time?
Because it's all you can do.
Yeah. So
that's true. But see, that's exactly where I run into the problem because if I'm doing something else, I'm not paying attention to what I'm reading.
Yeah. But I've got kids.
Long
that's stuff, So it's just like at the end of a long day, I don't know. I don't want to read. I'm gonna doom scroll. So I need to work on myself. Yeah. But audiobooks. I mean, what does anybody remember off the top of their head? I'm blanking on it. The name of the narrator for the Harry Potter Audible
Jim
series.
Dale.
Oh, so Jim is at sort of the peak for me, as
those were so good.
It's just like I don't understand how he does, 90 different voices, So I think that's the best. That was sort of what sucked me into audiobooks when I got those again for the kids to listen to them. And then Tim Gerard Reynolds come onto the podcast. I think, and the same for Dungeon Crawler Carl. I think Jeff Hayes, like that makes the book for me. Like the voice of the AI.
Like that guy who plays Kronk, and it's distracting.
No, I think he does, and I think, but like that's the point.
Exactly.
He's supposed to sound like the guy who plays Kronk.
Like kind of like an idiot.
Carl is Kronk, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a lovable idiot.
Yeah, which is perfect, right? And Princess is British, like Princess Donut. It's spoiler.
That's right.
I feel like that spoiler is the entire premise of the series.
Yeah,
so like, if you don't know that by now, there you go. Get into it.
Yeah. And then and then you have the opposite experience where you listen to narrations that are horrendous and sort of ruin the book for you, right? So
it definitely isn't like that.
Yeah. So Red Rising, perfect. This might be it's not a big spoiler. There are multiple narrators in book 3.
4. Wait, does it happen in 3? 4.
No,
so
I'm listening to 3 right now.
4 yet.
Okay, 4.
I feel like
and
it's kind of common
5.
knowledge that
And
And
I
it's
think it
not
goes back to normal
Yeah,
at
but-
6.
Something like that.
Yeah.
as
But
the
I love those different voices. I think they're perfect. The guy who does Ephraim, whose name I'm forgetting, excellent. They're all excellent. So like,
Yeah.
and I'm listening on. I'm on Red Rising reading number 4 ? Listening at 1.5x.
Time is
Love it.
money.
Time is money. That's right.
Liz, how do you read?
I do actually lately it's been a lot of audiobooks, and I didn't used to be an audiobook person. It really started because of Craig, because he was like, "Oh, have you tried this in audiobook?" And I was like, let me see. And I started, I think it was with Red Rising, I want to say, and it was so good doing it at like listening to it in audiobook and like listening to the different voices. It did throw me off. Okay, this would be a spoiler. I won't say it.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. But I think it would be a spoiler for Nick as well, so I won't go into it. But
Okay.
there was a weird voice change that like threw me off. I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. But it was really convenient because I was also like driving a lot, like going to so it was really nice to have the audiobook. But I also really like physical books. Like I like to romanticize it, and then like I'll like candle, I'll like, just like put music on and just like sit and set hours to like read a book. So I have been doing a lot more audiobooks, but I could go either way.
Okay, I love that. I can sometimes do that, but mostly I'll like put on an ambiance on my TV. I'll get like blanket out, get my tea, start to read, and then I just think the whole time, I'm really reading. It's so romantic how much I'm reading, and I'm not reading. I'll go pages, and I'm like, this is the perfect ambiance to read. I've done it. I've made it for myself.
That's really funny.
I just fall asleep.
Yeah.
Nick's snoozing. Cannot make it too comfortable.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
true.
like-
That's very true.
I feel like another fun thing with audiobooks that for me personally I like, and it's another reason why I read first and then do the audiobook, is I like having their voices in my head and what I think they're going to sound like, and then hearing what someone else does. I think that's actually a really fun thing. Also, I'll also say audiobooks are definitely tops for 2 things: driving and running. So like I'm marathon training, so doing a 2-hour long run audiobook is perfect.
Be humble.
Oh yeah.
I will say though, for this podcast, I am reading the physical Red Rising books. Like I'm rereading them. This would be my the trilogy, the first trilogy, I just finished audiobooking for the second time, but I will be reading the physical books as we go along, like with this. Yeah. So it's like, I have them, might as well.
Yeah, I froze for a second, but that brings a question I think you just answered, which is this your second time reading or third?
This will be my third time with the first trilogy, but my second time overall with all of them. Yeah.
What about you guys?
I think it's number 4 for me. I do.
You haven't memorized yet?
Some parts of it, yeah. I mean, but like, Sam and Nick and Liz call back to the voice memos. I think we had a joke, Sam, that like you do an annual reread of the whole series, of Red Rising. It's that good. And it's kind of like, for me anyway, why it's so interesting doing a podcast on it. Because like in my first read, I accidentally skipped book 4. I don't know how I did it.
I remember that.
Yeah, I entirely skipped book 4 and I went straight to 5.
That.
And I managed to get through 5, 6, went back through second reread and was like, oh, there's a lot of really important, pertinent information that I missed here in book 4. So
it's honestly impressive.
I don't know how I did it. I blame Audible. So yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. How about you, Nick?
So I am on chapter 42 of the audiobook for Morningstar. So I've physically read the first series twice, and this is my first time listening to the audiobook, so my third reread, I guess. And then after this, I'm going to go straight into reading the physical copies of the second trilogy and hoping that Red God is announced by then.
We're all hoping.
So that's part of the reason I waited so long, is because I didn't want this to end up in Patrick Rothfuss, George R.R. Martin space, even though I don't think there was ever really a chance we were going to be there.
I mean, knock on wood, you never know.
And
I don't think so.
At this point, I'm pretty confident, but what you have, I feel like the first trilogy is perfect and it stands alone, and it's like I did not want to break that image in my mind if the second one's not even going to be like finished, or it's going to suck, which both look inaccurate.
Doesn't suck.
Yeah, I've heard that for sure.
Suck.
I've heard Lightbringer is honestly the best of the series. I think it's still at like 4.6 or 4.7 on Goodreads with like thousands of reviews.
Yeah, they're all really good. Yeah. Lightbringer was really, it was satisfying. I think it was one of, because after just like Dark Ages.
So, sorry. No, you're good. No, hang on. Let me hop in because I'm the one who hasn't read it. I have heard Dark Age is really rough. I think Sam even told me that.
You heard that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think it's also
we all
like
went into therapy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think even the internet says it's traumatizing, and so that was another reason why I was like, I have to at least wait for Lightbringer to come out because I'm not going to end on that.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
That's fair. Yeah. Last I heard, Golden Sun was going to be, or I said Golden Sun, but Red God was going to be too, like it was too big to fit into one box. So I'm just curious as to.
Isn't that what Lightbringer was?
Huh?
Wasn't Lightbringer originally supposed to be the last one, and then that got too big to fit into one, so he split that into two?
Oh, really?
I think maybe that does sound familiar.
I've never fanboyed over an author as hard as maybe all of us fanboy over Pierce Brown. Sam and I specifically.
But no one does it as much as you.
No, exactly. Yeah, Pierce.
Not anyone in this room.
Pierce, come onto the podcast, dude. You're handsome, fucking genius. It's not really fair. Yeah, so Pierce, come onto the podcast. We'd love to have you. You have a lot going on, but we need
one more podcast.
Yeah, what's one more?
And I think that, so the working title for this episode was The Prophets of Pierce Brown, which Craig wrote, and which I was like, okay, that's intense. Like, that's an intense, like, foot to, like, start on first impression.
Just title it.
I think it's
Pierce
true
Brown.
because how many people have we peddled this series
No,
to?
that's what I was thinking.
Fair.
Is like,
that's fair.
From Nick, how many sales have we gotten for Pierce Brown?
If this was an MLM,
at least 100, honestly, because I always talk about books with anyone that I meet, and I'm always like, best of all time, Pierce Brown for sci-fi, Brandon Sanderson, Stormlight for fantasy, which is a hot take.
Like, do you like to read? Have you read the Red Rising series?
Yeah. Are you an idiot?
Do you have eyes or ears?
Yeah. So anyway,
I think it's an appropriate title. Is it an embarrassing title? Maybe. Is it? But it is the truth.
But it is true. Yeah. I just like also just got in the books, like the first one for people. I'm like, just start it. And then next thing they're like, oh God. I'm like, all the way into all the series. I'm like, yes.
Whoops.
No, it's great.
It's like drugs.
It's great. It really is. But also there's something extremely satisfying about having read a book and very vulnerable about having read a book, suggesting a book, and then you hope that they also fall in love with it. And I've had the experience, which I did not like and still resent, of sort of opening my soul, which is the Red Rising is the best of all time, to somebody, and they were like, it's not for me. And I'm like, we probably can't be friends.
Yeah. That's like a question of morality.
Yeah.
I've met people who aren't into it.
Well, it's okay to not be as into it, but...
Well, no, they're kind of like, meh. Like, I didn't feel the need to continue.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it is also it's also very violent. Which
a friend of mine was like, it's such a boy book. And I'm like, I don't know.
I would love to talk about that. Let's talk about it. But it is violent. And that's what I do say when I recommended it, because I feel like if you're not into violence, like that is understood and okay. I want to talk about the boy book aspect.
Yeah.
What do we think it is? There's so many great women in it. That's what I love about it.
There are a lot of great women. I think because the focus is on Darrow, like it's right. And he's such a god of war. And then Severo is also, just it highlights the guys more so than it does the women. I think it's like the women are also great. Like Victra, amazing. And she's, I think, the one exception that's like in the forefront heavy. The rest are more so like background builders. Like they're they're mentioned throughout, but I can see where like, right, like Virginia is always like, she's like, okay, I'm going to do the, whatchamacallit, start the Republic. His mother's like, oh, have you thought of these things? He goes to her for like advice. They're not as forefront people as like the guys are in the series.
I have a counterpoint to that, and it's almost all of the villains in the first one are women.
Yeah, we should have a offshoot episode just about this.
Yeah, right. You have the Sovereign, you have Aja. I guess
spoiler.
I mean, is it?
I think that there's like toe for toe, like character-wise, women for women. But I want to like, we should have that conversation later and continue. Yeah. I'm open to having my mind changed.
Heroes, but... men, women. Is this skewed?
Also, like, it is Darrow's story, but he's hot.
Yeah.
So,
well, there's
he's hot. Did you say?
Yeah. There's romance, which is the other aspect, I think, right? Like,
let's get into it.
Yeah, there isn't any.
I'm mad. I don't need the. Well, that sounds bad, but anyway, with such elaborate violent scenes, I want sex scenes, Pierce.
Yeah.
Where are my sex scenes?
I
don't even need the balance. I'm just like, you can describe a sex scene. If you can describe a razor like going through someone's head like that, I want to see what you can do with some other equipment.
Yeah. I think that for me, so the other great sort of example of an author who clearly knows how to, and there are great memes about this, knows how to write beautifully is Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, but he can't write women for shit. Come on.
No, he can't. That's true. He can't write women very well, but like there is zero like sex scenes, and such potential for it. I think Pierce absolutely
but not
could.
If you can't write women. I think, although, careful what you wish for. Maybe he can't do it. Maybe he's tried in the back.
Yeah. Maybe, you can't have it all. He's like, I can focus.
Yeah. Do you want violence or do you want sex?
Yeah.
I want both. But not mixed together.
Yeah. That's a topic for Pierce when he comes on.
Yeah.
First question, where are your sex scenes?
Yeah. Why?
Why don't you have them? Are they all in red color?
Yeah, send them to me.
Has anyone ever read Red Rising fan fiction?
No.
No. I bet there's a Cassius and Darrow one for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We read, and again, this is very spicy. We read Manacled, Liz and I. Have either of you heard?
Heard of, not read.
Spin-off fan fiction of Harry Potter If Voldemort Won. And
Wait,
Wait, are there sex scenes?
Oh my God.
Isn't that Hermione and
Hermione Malfoy?
Yeah.
There are all the labels, right? Like,
there's so many all the trigger warnings.
All the trigger warnings, yeah.
So if Voldemort won, it's
great.
just like heathenistic, like
smut. Yeah, it's very, actually.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I feel like
Pierce Brown.
Anyway.
Write some sex scenes.
We should take a second and
they've all had kids, so like they had sex.
Right.
To be fair,
and we missed it.
To be fair, we've gotten several instances of Severo like whacking it in the woods, so he can at least do something.
A lot of his, I'm like, okay,
fabulous.
Yeah, and we don't need to see Severo.
Severo Cassius,
disagree.
Pairing would be a better fanfic than maybe all of them. I think that
I'm there for that. So I just got to the part where him and Victra are like a pair.
Spoiler.
Wait,
no, it's in Morningstar.
We gave the spoiler warning for the entire first series but like
who's our one audience listener? They've never read Red Rising?
I know, right? You're not.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
Well, Severo and Victra. Give me that.
Yeah, give me that. I want to see that.
Yeah, that's good.
He
just
clearly
implies insane.
Yeah, and he clearly implies that happens because he's like, Severo just kind of disappears for a while.
Yeah, he does a lot of implication, and I want explicit coverage.
I mean, we see it in book 2, spoiler, where Cassius is giving Darrow a hard time because Mustang is with Cassius in this book, and he's like, oh, can you imagine her, that she's in my bed, right? But that's about it. That's all we get.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So. Maybe, he just can't write it. So that's why he's like,
I think he can write it.
No, I like Liz's approach better. Maybe he just can't do it. Maybe Pierce doesn't have the writing skills to do it.
We're not daring you or anything, but
yeah, that's really funny. All right.
What have we covered? I think
we've covered.
We've thoroughly introduced ourselves.
I want to go back.
We've introduced ourselves, what we read, where we're coming from, why the podcast exists.
What are our intentions for this podcast?
I mean, there's one.
And that is
the Prophets of Pierce Brown
on the podcast.
And Tim Gerard.
That's what Craig wants.
Yeah, that is what I want. Multiple times, actually. It'd be cool if we could do like a recap, like we go through parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Pierce comes on.
Oh.
Right?
Or what if we did like every episode?
Yeah,
Pierce
or every episode. Every Friday.
He comes on every Friday, he just comes on.
Yeah, he jumps on. We just need to get his cell phone number.
So that's why Craig is here. And not just Pierce Brown. Craig, you want to meet celebrities. You want to get big.
Well, we did like a test call to see how the audio works for the podcast. And we brought up that it would be cool to have celebs come on who also either secretly or publicly love Red Rising. Because there is a celebrity that we won't mention by name yet that loves Brandon Sanderson. Which we have also discussed, after we get through all of the Red Rising series.
What's that? Do we know of any celebrities who like Red Rising?
No.
Is that public information?
But they must. They must.
Yeah. Oh, sure. There must be. But...
What's his name? HC must, because he's very into all of the...
something.
That was the line of thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Henry. Yeah.
Yeah. Our good old friend Henry.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get Henry on the pod.
I want Henry on the pod because there's so much overlap, right? Like The Witcher, loved it. Played the games, loved it. Dungeons and Dragons, love it, So I think we can do it.
Aside from celebrities, I feel like I'm just happy to like talk with you guys in a more succinct fashion because we do so many audio clips and texts and it's a lot of jolting conversation. So to have it like in a cohesive way to me feels like exciting.
Yeah. That is exciting. All right.
I think that's it for today.
That's it. Well, thanks everybody.
Cool. Thanks everybody.
Yeah, we did it.
We joked in kind of our practice pods that we'd end every episode with Craig inviting Pierce Brown on. I feel like we covered that.
We did it. But Pierce, if you're listening, please come onto the podcast. We are Uber fans. And in addition to being Uber fans, we've sold at least 100 total copies of your book.
Reading it didn't make it any more desperate. I'm glad that we covered it again.
Yeah.
Also, I have a business opportunity for you?
Yeah, right.
It just requires $50 and some time.
Yeah. Tim Gerard Reynolds, I also desperately want on the podcast. I feel like his voice was inspired for all of the characters. So really want to talk to him.
All right. Well, goodbye, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Join us next time as we jump into our literary analysis like a lambda helldiver thinking he can still win the laurel. We'll discuss part 1 of Red Rising, what makes Darrow Darrow, and whether Eo's dream is a good catalyst for the series, or if she's actually a bit overrated. Oh, and we debate the morality of wanting Pierce Brown to include sex scenes. If you'd like to chat Red Rising, have anything you want us to discuss on our next episode, or if you are Pierce Brown, you can reach us at thehowlerbookclub@gmail.com or find us on Instagram at Red Rising Book Club, spelled as READ. It is a homophone. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time.